Offset and Quavo reunited for a surprise performance to honor their late group mate, Takeoff, who was fatally shot on Nov, one in Houston, Texas, with a touching tribute during this year's BET Awards. The duo performed together for the first time since they disbanded their hip-hop trio, Migos, after releasing their fourth and final studio album Culture, I, in 2021. When the awards show returned from a commercial break, a curtain raised on a darkened stage with two shadowed figures emerging, Quavo and Offset standing before an image of the space shuttle. As a recording of Takeoff's verse on the song Hotel Lobby began, as recorded by his duo with Quavo Reunite, the space shuttle took off and the pair launched into the group's biggest hit, Bad Bougie. They talked to Offset and Quavo backstage after their performance, where they reacted to their surprise spot on the BET stage. "We pull it together, rocket power," Quavo said. Offset noted that the performance meant everything to them. Both Offset and Quavo have shared several tributes to Takeoff since his death almost a year ago. Takeoff, whose real name was Kirshnik Caribal, was 28 when he was killed at a bowling alley when an argument led to gunfire. 2 weeks after Takeoff's death, Offset broke his silence and called the tragedy a nightmare. Offset took to Instagram and said, "The pain you have left me with is so unbearable. My heart is shattered and I have so unbearable. My heart is shattered and I have so many things to say, but I can't find the words." Offset, only 2 years older than the close friend he regularly called his cousin, said he had been going to sleep and waking up hoping it was all a dream, but instead, it's reality, and reality feels like a nightmare. The rapper's heartbreaking tribute continued, "I wish I could hug you one last time, laugh one last time, smoke one last time, perform one last time." In April, Offset took to Instagram to reveal a massive back tattoo honoring Takeoff. The tattoo depicts Takeoff in space while wearing a tiger print coat and a handful of chains around his neck. Offset kept the caption simple but sweet. "Love you for after." Quavo, who is actually Takeoff's uncle, although he's only 3 years older, released the heartbreaking single Without You in January, just 2 months after Takeoff was killed. The rapper was with Takeoff at the time of his death, and in a touching new track, he raps about how he struggled since Takeoff's death, tears rolling down my eyes. "Can't tell you how many times I cried. Days ain't the same without you. I don't know if I'm the same without you." He raps, "I wish I had a time machine just so you can take a ride with me. But I know it don't work that way, and I'ma see you again someday." The Georgia rapper performed the single during the emotional in memoriam segment at the 2023 Grammy Awards, where he was joined by the gospel group Maverick City Music. After the moving performance, Quavo remained on stage, holding Takeoff's chain to the sky well into the next segment as the curtain came down. In that same month, Quavo broke his silence about his nephew's death. "This whole time I've been trying to figure what you really are to me because nephew wasn't it," he wrote in part on Instagram. "We hated that word, nephew, or when they said Unc and few, 'cause we always knew we were closer than that, and it made me feel old too. But I knew you weren't my brother 'cause you are my sister's son, so I couldn't say brother. Now I finally get it. You are our angel." He released his second song dedicated to his late nephew in February, announcing the drop just hours before its release and unveiling its official cover art, as well as a link to its accompanying video on Instagram. The visual features footage of Quavo at an undisclosed location, surrounded by his impressive jewelry collection, playing basketball with his famous friends, and flaunting his fleet of luxury cars. Although he's clearly proud of his success, the rapper says that he would give it all away just to see my dog just one more time. "Trying to move forward, but I don't got all the answers," Quavo raps on the record. "But I know I can't look backwards. That's dangerous. I had to go read the Bible and take a few pages." Patrick Xavier Clark, who was arrested and charged for Takeoff's murder on Dieck 2, 2022, has been indicted by a grand jury on a murder charge. Be sure to keep up with Eats Winners List throughout the night.